All right, welcome to the stage, Zane.
Okay, so I have a revolutionary energy technology that you have probably never heard of. It's slashed my home energy usage by a factor of 3, and it cost me nothing. It also cuts my living expenses in half. Unfortunately, like many disruptive energy technologies, this one has been banned by the man, and experimentation with it in Boulder and many other places in the US is actually illegal, so I and my research team have been forced to take our work underground. Now, you may be wondering, but thankfully, I'm not talking about zero-point energy or perpetual motion machines, and the laws that we are breaking are not the laws of thermodynamics, which are strictly enforced. What I am talking about is living in a shared home. So I live in a house with 12 people. It's a 3,200 square foot house. It was built in 1909. It's called the Masala Co-op. And by an accident of our zoning, it's legal. But it's really a technology. So, over the time that we've been doing technology things, that what we think of as tech has changed. So in the 19th century, it was gears and pistons and steam engines moving mass and heat around. More recently, it's become information-based. So even in the energy sector, a lot of energy tech is about information. Big data, the Nest thermostat learns what you want your house to feel like. Utility bills that encourage you to compete with your neighbors. These are really just information manipulation. And there's more than one kind of code out there to manipulate different kinds of energy or different kinds of information. So there's Python on the right here, but we've also got legal code that we've been writing for thousands of years, and it's kind of an operating system that our society lives on. And my house has something that's like a legal code. It's somewhere between a legal code and a set of social norms. And this is our chore board. It says who needs to cook when, and who has to clean up, and who's doing the grocery shopping, and all those kinds of things. And because we have this little micro-government, our kitchen does not look like this. It keeps track of what has to get done to make the house run well. All right, dirty dishes. And it turns out this is really, really efficient. So we use, across the 6 co-ops that we studied, we use 72% less electricity per person than the Colorado average. That is close to Boulder's 2050 climate goal as far as household energy use goes. We also, my living expenses are less than half what they ought to be given my demographics here in Boulder. And if you're willing to share a room, they can be almost half of that again, which is pretty important if you've tried to rent or buy a home here in Boulder recently. The thing is why are more people doing this? Because this 6,500 square foot mansion can legally only house 3 unrelated people. It's for sale right now, it's about 1.7 million. And given what we know about climate change and the housing crisis here in Boulder, I think that's close to criminally wrong. So we have religious freedom in this country that protects the Satanist, and it protects your right to be touched by his noodly appendage. It also protects my right to ignore the gods altogether. And I think we need property rights that work this way too, that protect not just consumption and ownership, but also sharing. And it turns out there are a lot of different ways to live a happy human life. These guys, when my house was built in 1909, this was a normal day in the life of a Greenlander. And in the same way, our little micro-society of people, a couple hundred of us that live in co-ops, this is a normal day in the life of a co-op. It's like, yeah, I'm done with the cement mixer. I guess I should take it back to Resource on my bike trailer. It's actually not that hard, but it's weird. And it turns out that sometimes there are consequences for not being socially adaptable and experimenting with other norms. These guys, they died of starvation as the glaciers advanced in Greenland around 1400, instead of adopting the lifestyle of those Inuits. When we make our norms into rigid legal requirements or infrastructure decisions, sometimes they run away and just become self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, driving 2 hours every day and spending a third of your income on cars in Southern California is maybe not a rational decision. A lot of our solutions, or a lot of our problems, they're social constructs. And if Boulder has done something, it has outlawed something as straightforward and powerful as sharing housing. I think there might be a lot more progress out there just waiting for us to legalize it. So thank you very much.